There's been a lot of talk that Donald Trump is softening his position on illegal immigrants living here in the U.S. A brand new Fox poll finds that many of his own supporters aren't against that idea. 48% say it would make them more likely to vote for him. Just 15% say they would be less likely to support him. At the needle, he's got a thread now tonight. Chris Stirewalt is our Fox News digital politics editor. And Chris, you wrote about this today, talking about the fact that there was some risk involved with what Mr. Trump did today. The first part of this twofer on immigration, the visit with Mexico's president, how do you think it went?
Went great. He took a chance. He walked into the lion's den. He did a good job, and he managed to get out essentially unscathed. Obviously, he's got to pay the price for it later as it relates to backing off on Mexico building the wall, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But in terms of Donald Trump's rebranding, the remaking of himself for a sort of Labor Day reboot into the general election to try to get this race competitive, he did a good job.
All right. I think that he could count success in this one way. We're monitoring tweets that came in reaction afterwards. Bill Kristol, not a big Donald Trump fan, said this today.
No.
Hard when you're a challenger to seem presidential. Trump standing there for all the awkwardness looks presidential. Good day for Trump. If you're making points with Bill Kristol, the Trump camp's doing something right.
I probably didn't sway his vote, but definitely Donald Trump took a chance and it paid off, and that's what he was looking for. Look, we had been expecting that this race would hold the same trajectory from now until Election Day, and that the only thing that could change it would be Hillary Clinton getting indicted or the Russians hacking something or faking something to try to blow the race up. Donald Trump took the race into his own hands today. He went down to Mexico, he took a chance, and he got away with it. He got away with it and is coming back to the United States in a position now that his supporters can say, look, I think this is the most important part with Donald Trump and his core voters. They don't believe him. They believe in him. They don't believe what he says. They believe in him as a person, him as a movement, him as an idea, him as a leader. So he has a lot more latitude than normal politicians do, because his followers, that core group of believers, will do whatever he says. They'll walk through fire for him because they think he's just the right guy.
All right, quickly, he laid out 5 different things today that he thought were important in this relationship with Mexico and his ideas on immigration. Do you think we'll basically hear more of those maybe fleshed out tonight? Do you think we're going to get anything out of left field, or do you think we pretty much know what he's going to say?
Well, his campaign has been working very hard to manage expectations for this speech tonight. He's got a lot of cleanup work to do on his immigration policy, because remember, he is moving back towards the immigration policy that he used to beat the stuffing out of his fellow Republicans for holding. So basically, he is working his way to Mitt Romney's self-deportation, which is strong border security, tough internal enforcement, and over time, illegal immigrants who don't want to become part of the system are going to have to leave and go home on their own. He's working towards the same position that his party's nominee had in 2012, but he's just got to do it with a little more flourish, because his supporters, of course, this is his reason. There would be no Donald Trump if it was not for the wall that he once said he would build across the southern U.S. border. There would be no Donald Trump if he had not mocked and laughed at other Republican politicians who said anything other than mass deportation. So this is a tough pivot.
All right, Chris Stirewalt, we'll see you again a little bit later. Thank you very much.
You bet.